In today's video, I have a special guest to help me remove all the oxidation on my new, to me, 1997 Ford OBS F250. Now please bear with me a little bit. The audio in the beginning of the video, I messed up. I didn't turn the receiving end of the microphone on, so it's a little bit hard to hear, but not too bad. And just bear with me, you'll get through it. It's very short that it has that issue. And I think there's tons of good information in here. So guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. Enjoy. All right guys, it's been a little bit of time since I first introduced you to my 97 Ford OBS F250 that I got. The paint is completely oxidized. And right when I posted that video, the initial video, my buddy Yvan Lacroix reached out and said, hey, I have a very interesting way to clean up that paint. So Yvan, come on in. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to California. Yeah, of course, yeah. So
I go wherever the weather's warm.
Yeah, well, today's a beautiful day, so we lucked out for sure. So, yeah, you said, hey, I have an interesting process of doing this that no one really does.
Yeah, I want to save you some time.
I appreciate it.
Plus, at the same time, I have a soft spot for these OBSs, so I have two of them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, very interesting, different way of doing it. I want to save people time. That's what I do. And it's using a chemical way of stripping off the oxidation. Because if we touch this truck, our gloves get red.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, this process is exclusively for single stage? Where else can you use
Anything
this?
that's oxidized. So
Anything.
Single stage paint, gel coat, definitely. This is why I pioneered this system.
Okay, gotcha.
Many years ago.
Gotcha.
I didn't like wet sanding gel coat. I didn't like going at it with the big heavy polisher and getting all gunked up.
Yep.
This makes life a lot easier. One thing.
Beautiful. For the professional, time is money, so I'm very, very excited to work through this process. So I have an idea of what we're going to do, again, on the chemical side, as opposed to color sanding. I'm assuming the chemical is going to do the work.
The chemical removes the oxidation.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. Well, any other notes you want to kind of touch on before we get into it, or should we just go for it?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Cool. Okay. So step one.
Foam it.
Foam it. Normal soap, normal foam cannon, the whole deal.
We have QUIVR foam cannon.
Yep, of course.
Whatever soap you want to put in it, spray it, and then we go from there.
Beautiful. Let me grab it. Okay, so the process begins. Like Yvan said, first things first, what we're gonna do is go ahead and foam the vehicle down, just like we were gonna be doing a normal wash. The reason we're doing this is we want that soap to dwell onto the surface, breaking down any contamination that is there, and eventually we're gonna rinse that away. So I'm taking my QUIVR foam cannon, applying a nice thick layer of foam across the whole vehicle, giving it about a minute or so of dwell time, just let it kind of do its thing, and then we rinse it away. Now, the reason we want to do that is because when we go in for our agitation and actually do the mechanical work to try and remove the oxidation, we don't want to have any heavy contamination on there. We just want everything to be nice and clean so we can do this process nice and easily. Next up though, we do want to go ahead and dry the vehicle off because the main chemical that we're going to be using here to help with the oxidation is actually DIY Details All Clean. We're using that diluted 15:1 in a foaming IK sprayer. And we don't want to overly dilute that product. So we want to make sure the panels are all dry before we do that. Now, as you can see here, Yvan is going ahead and starting just with a smaller section. We don't want to overdo it. We're going to work section by section. He's spraying on the All Clean, and then he's going to take a Scotch-Brite pad and just agitate the surface to get it all cleaned up. So, there it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So instead of using a big wool pad and contaminating that pad, because basically we're removing that top layer of just oxidized paint, right?
Right. We're removing the oxidation. We're in essence cleaning the vehicle at the same time.
Yep.
So we're doing the decontamination step. We're removing that excessive oxidation and leaving behind solid paint. Now, the scuff pad does part of the job, but the APC does a lot of the heavy lifting as well.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's getting in there deeper than the scuff pad by itself would have gotten in.
Sure. Does it act as any sort of lubricant for you really, or is it more so just the chemical process of helping to break that down?
Lubrication, chemical, and at the same time, what we're doing is diving deep into the paint.
So now we're going to go ahead and repeat that process across the whole vehicle, section by section, to get it all done. And basically what that Scotch-Brite pad is, the little scrubbing pad, is doing in combination with the DIY Detail All Clean, it's basically exfoliating the paint. We're removing that top layer of dead oxidized paint and getting it off the surface so that we can polish and keep everything nice. Now you may be thinking, is that a little bit aggressive? And the alternative would be color sanding, and that little Scotch-Brite pad is not as aggressive as sandpaper, so we are all safe.
Left one last part just to show you the difference. So this we've done, it's dried, the bed, the front fender, and look at the door. So that's the difference it can make. Now we're even gonna be doing this mirror. So the mirror is all grayish.
Completely, yes.
We're gonna clean that up. So if you wanna grab yours, I'll grab mine.
Perfect.
We'll each do our half of the door and get it done.
So as you guys can see, that is a huge difference already. Again, the paint's not shiny yet, but it is clean now. All that dead layer is removed, or the majority of it at least, so that when we go and polish, we're not clogging up the pad more than we need to be. Last step though, we're gonna go ahead and just do another basic quick wash just to remove any residue from the all clean. And then we will dry that off, pull it inside, and we can get to work making this thing shiny again. On the last video, you saw us remove oxidation from my F250, 97
Right.
F250. Cut through all that stuff. We used all clean, diluted 15 to 1. Scouring pad went through with a Scotch-Brite essentially.
Yep.
Yeah, we got it here.
Yeah, one of these.
Perfect, there we go.
Link in
And-
description.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And now we're gonna go ahead and make this thing pretty again.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, already night and day difference compared to what it was. It's consistent.
It's not
color
chalky
throughout the-
anymore. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We can actually rub our hand. It's not covered in just absolute mess. So,
Right.
Step one, perfect, came out super quick. Step two, we're gonna be going ahead and using your process here.
Right, so for the polishing, very simple. We have our 25 millimeter DA with our wool pad to do our cutting, because
Okay.
yes, we do have to cut on this.
Sure.
We're not gonna have perfect paint when we're done. There's a bit of, shall we say, patina here to deal
It's
with.
a very nice way of putting
Yeah,
it, yes.
there's scratches, there's dents, there's all sorts of things, but we're gonna bring shine back to it. We're gonna make it shiny. We'll coat it, whatever you wanna do with it.
Sure.
Maybe some hot coat on it.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Excellent.
So we're gonna start off, we have the 25 millimeter DIY detailed battery powered polisher here.
Yep.
Additionally, we have a 21 millimeter
Yeah,
Milwaukee here.
yeah, great tool.
Cool. Okay, very
Excellent.
good. And then we're going to be changing throughout the pad range, but we're just using gold standard polish throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, gold standard for the whole thing, and we may not need to do more than this. We'll see
Okay,
how it
okay,
finishes
gotcha.
down.
See, okay, perfect.
So hopefully we'll be done
We can
just
do
one step.
and be good. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, so I just saw you saturate the pad.
Right. In the beginning, we want to saturate the pad, so we have some rinseless wash in the little Ryobi sprayer, and I saturated and massaged the pad. Now I'm going to spin it at speed 6.
Okay.
So I'm
Releasing
just
all the
removing the
excess.
excess moisture, but I still want a bit of moisture in the pad.
Okay.
Then from there, one spray of the gold standard while it's spinning.
Yep.
So you can
nice
see
even coverage. good
nice
to go.
even coverage. Then it's as simple as speed 2 or 3. Red pad.
Yeah.
So yeah, rinseless damp and towel.
Cool. Let's go ahead and wipe that up.
And then a dry towel, and we'll see where we are.
All right. Huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
One quick pass.
Almost no effort, like honestly,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's the
And
whole-
those of you that are polishing clear coat, you're polishing clear coat, and I don't need to clean my pad. We're polishing this immediately. I want to clean my pad.
Right.
You're getting the same amount of transfer on clear coat as you do with single stage paint. It's just you don't see it.
Clear, so you think it's not there.
Yeah.
Right, but
Now in this case, we have to re-clean the pad. Josh does not have a pad washer.
That's right.
So we're going old school here, which means massage in the rinseless wash as best we can.
spin it again. Speed 6 or still at 3?
Speed 6. And the pad is going to stay dyed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and this will forever be a red pad. Go at it. Do the same thing with your 21.
Let's do this. After those 2 simple passes,
Yep.
gloss is back significant, like looks amazing.
Yeah, we're back to 2005 now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. And like, You look here and then you look into the bed
Yeah.
where we didn't go over.
Right.
It's insane, the difference. So let me go ahead and show. So paint here and then the bed. So just, I mean, the difference from the oxidized bed versus this is so good.
And it's not like we put in a lot of work.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah. And then like certain spots, and I was working here, this is a little bit, I didn't go heavy because
There's rust bubbles, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, you want to be careful on those spots.
Right.
But other than that, man.
Yeah, it has beautiful patina now.
All right, Ivan, before we start polishing again, can we talk about this real quick? Because
Yeah.
I bought this machine. I ordered it a little bit ago, and then we talked about doing this, so I was like, okay, let me put it aside until we get. So this is the first time I'm actually using this. I used it briefly at SEMA when you just had the prototype. It's crazy because battery operated, but I feel like I'm using a corded polisher.
Right.
The power's great, the handle, the balance, all that is fantastic.
Right. That's why we call them a cord-free polisher. We freed you of the cord.
Got it.
It's not a cordless, you know. These are great. You know, we used to use these machines on our channel as well.
Sure.
But the problem is this. Now, this one, the Milwaukee in particular, has done a few things right as far as I'm concerned. Your hand spacing is the same as a corded tool. Mm-hmm. Some of these, your hands are up here.
They're short, yeah.
So it doesn't feel right. The battery's a little heavy, but you're using...
I am using, I think it's a
8, actually.
8.
Yeah.
All right, well, fair enough, right?
Yeah. So, you know, a 3 or a 5,
yeah.
Yes, you're gonna have to change your batteries out more often, but it's a little more balanced.
Sure.
But that has the same balance as a corded tool.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea.
As I'm going on the sides, I don't feel that this is there.
No, it disappears.
It totally does. So one argument that I had when, or my first thought was, with this, as a mobile detailer, a lot of the times, right, I'm putting my polisher down backwards,
right,
like while I'm working.
Yeah.
If you have a cart, obviously no issue, but is there any other workaround with that?
No, you just put it on the batteries.
Oh, okay, it'll sit there and
okay. Not a problem.
Very good.
The other reason, you know, some people have asked, why don't you have rubber on your battery, like these?
Sure.
The reason we don't have rubber is when you are putting it upside down, if it's on the ground, it can pick up a little piece of gravel and then fall onto the paint.
Gotcha.
So that's why we stayed with a hard surface.
Gotcha, makes sense.
You know, the rubber is where you're holding.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And now forever your machine will have a red tinge
I know.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a red stain.
Yeah. So.
But it's good, it'll be memories of
There you go, of polishing your truck.
Exactly. All right, guys, so there is the process. Thank you so much, Ivan.
Thank you.
Aside from the knowledge on it and how to kind of get through that thing way quicker, thank you for the extra hands.
Oh,
right?
our pleasure, yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't be happier with how the truck turned out. Obviously, I'm going to be using this for hauling most of the time.
For stuff, yeah.
So this is way better than I was expecting. Like, I wanted to clean it up, but this looks phenomenal. So, I couldn't be happier. Just to walk them through, again, the process that we did.
Yep.
We'll go through the whole thing. Go ahead and...
So, first we started with a quick foaming of the vehicle.
Yep.
QUIVR snow
QUIVR foam can.
Yeah, that's good, yeah. Then from there, rinse it off, and then went at it with a non-scuffed dish pad.
Right there?
Yeah, we still have some here. Yeah. So Scotch-Brite, heavy-duty, scrub sponges. They actually do a very good job. You didn't scratch the paint.
Right.
There are areas that I purposely went up and down.
Gotcha, so we could see.
And you didn't, there was no up and down lines. They were all straight with the truck.
Yep.
Then from there, and that was all clean diluted 15:1.
Yes.
Foamed it on, small section at a time, rinse it off. Then we washed it once again with the QUIVR soap.
Yep.
Got that nice and clean, brought it in the shop, then started polishing. Wool pad, 25 millimeter DA.
Let me grab one of the wool pads. So obviously, this one's dirty, but the DIY detail, wool pads.
Yeah, it started out black.
It started off black.
Yeah.
Ended not so black. But
well, yeah, if you look at our pad washing bucket there,
I mean, it literally looks like paint sitting in there now.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get, yeah, it's.
So if he lets that evaporate, adds a bit of solvent in there, he's got some great touch-up paint. No, but from there, polished it, and then put QUIVR Hot Shot on it.
Yep, hot coat. Yes.
Hot coat,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Hot coat, yeah.
Yeah, and it's super slick, protected. I mean, yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Now, next thing is going to be interior and engine.
Yeah,
but
there'll be great videos too. Yeah. Now, there's one area on both sides of the truck we didn't polish, and there'll be a picture of why, you know, after the credits.
Definitely.
Yeah. So watch till the end.
Really cool.
There's a little spot right here that we didn't polish on both sides for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if you're looking at, obviously I can't tell if it shows up on camera, but if you're like, hey, they missed a spot. No, we didn't.
It was purposely missed. You know, I'm Canadian. I didn't want to start an international war. And, you know, he's patriotic. So we'll leave it at that. You'll find out what it is in a few minutes. Other than that, turned out great. It didn't take us long.
No.
We went through, you know, the pads can be cleaned. They're still good.
Yes. Yeah. It really would have sped up the process if I had a pad cleaner.
Yeah, if you had a pad washer, it would have been a lot easier, but you don't have one, so.
Yeah, so we've made do.
Future purchase for Josh.
Yes, definitely.
Good.
Well, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. It was
My
incredible.
Yeah.
It's good to spend time with you as well. So it was a blast. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. Please make sure to like the video. Absolutely go follow DIY Detail as well. I'm going to be doing a video here coming soon on All Clean, kind of covering, because the engine needs to be done and the interior needs to be done. I'll be using All Clean for that to kind of show where we can go with that stuff. So, but yeah, definitely check out DIY Detail. Again, thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell. We will see you on the next one.